Welcome to the Business Blast Podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Wagner. This episode is brought to you by Authors Unite. Authors Unite provides you with the support you need to finish your book. Best part is, after you finish your book, they take care of the entire publishing and marketing process 100% for you. So, if you want to become a successful author, make sure to check out authorsunite.com. Now, let's jump into the episode. All right, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Business Blast Podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Wagner. Today I have Ajay Shah with us. He is the co-founder of Dottie AR, an innovative augmented reality company that focuses on enterprise. Their latest app, which is iMeasure, E-Y-E Measure, all one word, is the most advanced app for measuring your interpupillar distance to order glasses online, and it is currently only available on the iPhone X. So welcome to the show, man.
Hey, thanks, Tyler.
Of course, dude. So we'll jump right in, man. The first one I got for you is, what is the best story from your life that has an underlying valuable message?
So, one of the best stories from my life has got to be going broke. It's certainly not fun, but I really understood what was the most important thing in my life at that point. Going broke has a very profound way of showing you what actually you will value going forward. So, just starting a company, starting Dottie, was literally the hardest thing I've ever done. And as a result of doing that, though, I've met incredible people and just had incredible experiences and have learned so much in life on how to survive in such a, what I would consider a very competitive world. And as a result of just having that structure of being broke and then having to build everything back has been probably the most valuable thing, to know that nothing can affect me in life again because I've already been through everything.
And what is the most valuable piece of information we should know that's within your expertise or industry?
So for augmented reality, I think the biggest piece that's coming, obviously magically just released, is that we will be moving away from cell phones into the future. Tech neck is a real thing where we're constantly staring at phones. IoT and AR, I believe, will be the future where everything is kind of interconnected. So when you meet someone, let's say you and I were to come across each other on the street, you would have some data displayed about kind of the things and interests in your life, and I would have similar things displayed. And if we actually had like a match, our screens would light up green and be like, hey, this is someone you should probably stop and talk to, right? So there'll be this whole dynamic of assessing how to better qualify who are people in our environment, and it will be brought back to real life because face-to-face interactions, I believe, are still very valuable.
Dude, that's sick. I'm excited for that. That's really cool.
Yeah.
The next one is what is your best piece of overall business advice? So not necessarily industry specific.
Sure. I would say, having started multiple companies and worked in multiple industries, find good people, gather them and keep them in your life. Maintain the relationships. It's very difficult to do. If it was easy, everyone would do it, and it wouldn't be a valuable piece of advice. So you never know when these business connections will come back in the future, and just maintaining these relationships, just from the first company I worked to, just all the way through, it's been invaluable for me in my success to have those relationships ongoing just across the country. I literally have people in, I would say, 30 states.
Yeah, man, relationships are everything to me. And if you could give your younger self one piece of advice, what would that be?
You know what? I would have said take a year off before going to college. I think that's probably the most valuable advice I could give to people today that are debating whether or not to go straight from high school into college. I think seeing the world a little bit and having that perspective is probably one of the most key differentiators for people who succeed post-college with starting companies that those who don't, because they don't have that worldwide perspective. They have a very myopic view. And when you're 17, 18 years old, you like to think you understand the world, but when you get older, you obviously realize how little you actually know.
Yeah, man, I agree with that. And then kind of going a little bit down a different path, in your opinion, what is the key to happiness?
So starting a company gives you flexibility in your time schedule, meaning if you want to work at midnight, you can work at midnight. So if you have a sunny day, I live in Los Angeles, if you have a sunny day and you want to hit the beach and spend some time with your friends and an opportunity comes up, you can actually seize that opportunity and take it. As long as it's not to the detriment of a meeting that you previously set, the flexibility in the schedule has really set the tone for what I've been able to do in my life, and to work the hours that I want to work and enjoy the hours that I want to enjoy. I think that's key to happiness, because I've been at the desk job, I've been stuck to a cubicle, and I've just missed opportunity after opportunity, and I've never found happiness in that man-made prison.
Yes, dude. No, never heard it called that, but yeah, that is what it's like. So next one is, what is the best book that you've read, and what was the number one thing you learned from that?
So the best book I've ever read is The Game by Neil Strauss. It literally set a projection in my life that has changed the entire course of my life, not just from the perspective of meeting women. I think that was definitely the basis of the book, but honestly, it showed me just a different way of thinking. It was a mental model that I had never approached before. And as a result of that mental model, I've used it and applied it in all areas of my life to say, okay, if everything is literally just a game, how do I figure out this puzzle? And as a result of approaching things in this new fashion or form of thinking, I've been able to unlock so many opportunities that never would have been possible without reading that book. Plus, I met Neil Strauss as a result of it and learned directly from him, which was also invaluable. So there's that too.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And what is your favorite quote and why?
My favorite quote. Let's see. I would say my favorite quote is, follow the advice of others because they want you to be happy, but listen to your own heart because only that will know, because only that is the only thing that will make you happy, is knowing what you want, right? Like let me rephrase that. So follow the advice of your friends where they want you to be happy, but only listen to your own heart because only there you will find happiness.
I like that, dude. Dude, thank you so much for coming on. The last one I have for you before we let you go is, where is the best place for people to find and or connect with you online?
I would say LinkedIn. It's the only social media I use. In fact, I'm off all the other social media platforms.
Perfect, dude. Thanks again.
Yeah. Thanks, Tyler.
The podcast you just heard was published with Anchor. Got something you want to say to the creator of this show? Send them a voice message using the Anchor app, free for iOS and Android.